Hello and a very, very good afternoon to you people, ladies and gentlemen, or good morning to you wherever you are in the world, and just to wish you another happy Sunday and a happy Mother's Sunday as well, especially if you're in England or whichever part of the world you live in, which still celebrates Sundays this day. I know in different cultures we're all different time zones and things like this, but right now, just to wish you very well, a very happy Sunday, and just to say a big round of applause to those of you here who want to come to the show anyway. So lovely to see you. I'm just switching on a few things here, which hopefully, yes, I'm live here now too. So here we are. We're live this morning, and it's this afternoon rather. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Spain time. That's 4 o'clock in the UK. And what have you been up to? Have you been up to anything good? Tell us what you've been doing here. I mean, I've been busy this week doing loads of things in preparation for this show and also relating to people. Wherever you are you locked down? Are you locked down? We are here and definitely got some interesting stories to share with you. If you're still free out there, whatever part of the world you're in, then it'd be lovely to see what you're up to and what you're doing. And just let you know here that the police have been around this morning, and they've been telling everybody to go to the shops. And when you go to the shops, you've got to buy in bulk. Lots of people here have been buying bits and bobs here and there. So this is what we're doing now. We're having to bulk buy and stay in our houses. It's a bit mad, isn't it? Anyway, so big welcome to the show, and let's have a big talk about things here, and let's see where things get going. And astrologically here to start with here, where astrology is concerned, we've got a very strong moving chart, progressive chart. And as I go through the show here, I would like to share with you some of the ideals which are coming through astrologically. There's some of the stuff which is coming through even spiritually that people have been talking about. And the wit that's come out of this as well, the wit. So we'll have to have a look at this as we go through the show. And also, what else I need to share with you here? We've got some wonderful quotes to come up from very famous people. We'd like to talk about that too. And also, what I'd like to talk about is the movement astrologically. Hello, Deborah. Very nice to see you. Hello. That's very nice to see you. And more people coming on there. Nice to see. Yes, have you heard of a very nice gentleman called Sir Kenneth Robinson? Well, we'll be talking about him as we go through the show. Cheryl, hello Cheryl, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. I hope it's, I gather it's nice and sunny in England, but a bit windy. Here we've had rain and misery all week, but now it's just starting to get a little bit better. And it's nice to see 7 people joining us already. Now, so how are we going to go through the week here? First of all, let's tell you what's going to go on in today's show. So the first bit here, I want to talk to you about astrology and what's going on in the charts there and other things we can look at and relate to ourselves here. Have you got any questions? Later on in the show, we'll be doing the one-to-one readings. And later on in the show, we'll be interacting here. And I've got more news, stuff coming up for next week, and I'm sure we'll thoroughly enjoy it. All get interactive here, enjoy ourselves. Okay, so let's first of all, let's have a little bit of astrology chat and just see how we're going to put things across here. Okay, so the interesting that's coming up here is what we want to look at is what's going on with the moon. And the moon's coming round. It's at the moment it's going through Pisces. It's about 14-15 degrees through Pisces. And what it's going to do is going to form a new moon as we go through this week on the, I think it's about the 29th, I think it is. We're going to have a new moon. Yes, there it is on the 29th. And what we're going to do here, we're going to have a very important moon because this one is smack in between 2 planets. Which is, hello Mila, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. Hope all is well on your side of Spain here. Lovely to see you. Anyway, so we've got here, what's happening here now is we've got the moon coming up, and it's going to be a new moon, and every time a new moon comes up here, hello Lorraine, lovely to see you, lovely, thank you very much for joining the show. And what we've got here is a new moon is going to be in between 2 important factors, the sun and Chiron. Now, Chiron, you're going to say here, okay, what's Chiron all about? Well, I'm going to feed you with a little bit of Greek mythology. I'm going to feed you with a bit of important information. Then maybe you get the aha. Now, okay, Chiron is presently in Aries. Aries, the sun is going to move into Aries and then comes up and touches Chiron, and then the moon comes in and forms a new moon. New moons are wonderful, and everybody seems to think here that when we have a new moon, great, start a new venture. Yes, it's great to have the planning of starting a new venture, but let the moon come out a little bit, because when you see a new moon, what can you see of the moon? Nothing. You can't see anything because its alignment to the sun is completely blotted out by the sun. So you can't see it. So is it always a good time when you can't see the moon? No. What we need to have here is just seeing the moon coming out to its first quarter. Then it's a good time to start something new. So if you've got any plans, creative plans, anything like this, this is a wonderful time to go and start at that point in time here. Okay, so just reading off my notes here, just to let you know. Chiron's in Aries. It was first of all discovered in 1977, just to give you a bit of fact here, by a very nice chap called Charles Cowell, and he was on the 18th of October in a Palomar Observatory. So he discovered it in 1977. Now, any of you who know a little bit about mythology would know that Chiron is the wounded healer. Now we've got a sun and we've got a new moon, so the power of this is pretty strong here. And we're going through this particular phase in our lives where we've got this coronavirus, and we've got this healing planet coming into form here, the healer. Now, Chiron Aries is the champion for the underdog. So in other words here, aren't we good at buffing up other people, saying, hey, you'll be fine, you'll get there, you're going to do amazing things in this lifetime and crazy things like that, and wonderful things like that. But sometimes we put ourselves down. And this is always going to be about 2020. It's always going to be the big thing about ourselves. Chiron in Aries is going to be very much about ourselves, learning how to love and to heal ourselves. You know those points here. This is during this lockdown period of time, especially in Spain, is because you've got nothing to do to sometimes to think. And for some of us to think, that's a scary thing. We always like to keep busy doing other things rather than thinking. Now, if we go into this here and go into the thinking phase, sometimes we're going deep within ourselves here. We don't necessarily like what we find, and yet it's good to bring this stuff up, to release it. This is what it's all about. Releasing old energies we do not need, and the new moon's coming in to say, hey, come on now, let's start a new era. Let's get better with this. Let's get healthier with this. Let's start to pick up our energy and let's start to heal. Folks, we can do this. We can do this. Sometimes it comes from within, and how we're going to transform, and isn't that an interesting word? I'll be coming back to that in just a moment because I want to make some references there as well. We can have problems sometimes absorbing life lessons, and sometimes here this period of time is going to help us out a great deal. And there's a time here to make yourself feel whole again. So no matter what you've been through, no matter what troubles you're coming up through here, sometimes the way to make ourselves feel whole is the reforming that's going on within our lives. And sometimes we hate that word. We hate that word, reforming. Sometimes we want to go on to something else. Helping others to express their strengths is a real knack, and with time you can learn to apply this in your own time. So it is about healing yourself as much as healing others, and that's very much about Chiron. This new moon, this sun conjunction with the moon here, is a powerful thing to do, and to do that would be just heavenly stuff. Right, so the Aries new moon is on March the 24th. It's at 4 degrees 12 minutes of Aries. It's a very challenging influence, indicating, well, as we're going through here, the indication of sickness and loss and grief. The new moon conjunct Chiron, though, is helping our karmic wounds. We also bring out for us here that we are going through these difficult times, and these things coming to the surface, but then they start healing if we start dealing with them. Ignoring them is not the thing to do. To deal with them is. Here. Okay. And what else would I like to say to you now? It's also, above all else, Chiron is a healer. With wisdom and unconditional love, it teaches us to heal ourselves and others with compassion and empathy. So if we start dealing with ourselves here and looking within here, spiritual people, there's enough information out there coming from spiritual people at the moment who are saying here we need to heal ourselves. And if we look at the word, we talk about the illness here, about corona. Well, corona in Spanish means crown. And part of the word cor is Latin for heart. Just to give you a little bit of information here. And so corona being the heart chakra above our heads here. We think about our heart there and the chakra there. Ros, hello, Ros. How are you? Hope you're very well. Good. So very much about our crown chakra here, the corona. Corona is in Spain. It's about dealing with our spiritual selves and healing ourselves. Heal ourselves because there's a lot of change coming in. Now in the news here, we're all worried here about our jobs and the difficulties that we're going to be going through because all of us locked down, we just can't do anything. Bit of an amusing quote that came up here. For the first time in history, you can now save humanity by doing nothing and lying in front of the TV. Don't muck it up. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to do something else. We don't want to sit in front of the TV. But for the first time in history, we've been told to stay home. Yes. Just popping in to say hello briefly. Hello briefly. Who's Briefly? I'd love to know who Briefly is. Where's Briefly? Oh, dear. Anyway, let's give a round of applause to you all. I think you need a round of applause. Thank you very much for coming in. The girls coming in here. In fact, have you heard out there? You hear all sorts of unusual noises now, don't you? I mean, you hear the birds sing. Bird singing for the very first time. It's actually lovely. You're paying more attention now to bird singing than anything else. I mean, there's all sorts of other funny noises out as well. I mean, I was out there the other day and this is what I heard. Isn't that nice? You actually hear the farms, don't you? Yes. Isn't that lovely? Good. I just thought I'd let you know that. So there we go. And another big round of applause to you. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for joining us here. Now, as we go through the show here, we're going to be doing one-to-one readings a little bit later on. And now, here's some interesting facts here I'd like to bring up to you guys. I think it's just... interesting. So, Sir Kenneth Williams here, he was saying here that some of the most brilliant creative people I know did not do well at school. Many of them didn't really discover what they could do or who they really were until they left school and recovered from their condition. So, yes, Lindsay, we are both very well. Both locked down, but there we go. We get out every now and then to go to the shops. Luckily, we have a dog so we can escape. Yes, been interesting here. So when we're going to school, you get taught education, don't you? Maths, English, physics, things like this here, all the top of the very list. Down the bottom, we can discover and harness this energy now, because from here is where creativity concerns. We don't get taught creativity enough, but this very nice chap, Sir Kenneth Robinson, if you look at him up, some of his humour is brilliant, his shows are fantastic. And so that's what he was saying here. Now, we're hearing a word out there now called reform. Oh, we hear the word reform? Yes, it's out there quite big time. And it's about the word reform, when we look through the dictionary here, is called make changes in something, especially an institution or practice, in order to improve it. So we hear the word reform and sometimes we don't like that because we think somebody's about to change from the way we were to the way we're going to be. Okay, well that happens, doesn't it? Of course that happens. But what about ourselves? We can reform ourselves. We can bring out this creativity. We can bring out some of the greatest strengths we've got here. I mean, as Sir Kenneth Robinson was saying, human resources are like natural resources. They're often buried deep. You have to go looking for them. They're not just lying around on the surface. You have to create the circumstances where they show themselves. You have to create the circumstances. Are we not in circumstances now where you can use very deep within yourself to find what creative potential you have to bring out into this world? Is that not true? Is that not true? Come on now, more thumbs up there. More thumbs up there. Thank you very much. There's a thumb that gets going here. Anyway, so as we look into this here, and Val's just joined us. Thank you very much, Val. Lovely to see you too. And what else are looking here? So I would also like to say, so Kenneth Robbins also said, if you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because we have to sometimes be prepared to get things wrong or be in a world where things are difficult, where it's like it is there. Now, the other one I was going to look for here is... creativity is as important as literacy. But haven't we found in our lives now that the more creative we become, in fact, even in the news, the positives from the news, the positives that are coming up here are pretty dynamic, to say the least, because now what's happening is, hello, Karen, lovely to see you. My goodness, haven't heard from you for a long time. Very nice to see you. And hello, everybody. Let's give you a little round of applause. In fact, let's give you a little... just to welcome everybody to the show. It's lovely to see you. Yes. And right, okay. So some of the other things here I just want to say to you is that through this time moment, there's actually saying in the news now, at last here, that there's a lot of benefits which are coming out from this. Oh, well, of course there are. We see it, don't we? I mean, dolphins are now coming back into harbours which were once polluted by ships and traffic and oil and everything like this. They're now coming back in. Mother Earth is able to heal the land, so we see the grasses, we see everything growing more, and everything looks brilliant. And Deborah wants to say hello to everyone. Hello, everyone. And also here, I think as well, which also see here is we're not just now. Yes, creativity is important as literacy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a big, big thing. And also here, if you're there's another point here I wanted to share with you as well, is that sometimes here we've got to work. The harder we work and get things wrong, that's fantastic. So that makes us humble. But if we succeed and get things right, then we're not trying deep enough to succeed in the areas we really want to get to. So sometimes we've got to dig really deep to find that deep inner self, that creativity, and bring it out. This is what the news is also saying here, and this is what we've been saying for the past few weeks, is your creative potential is the bit that really shines. That's the bit that's going to make you really get out there. Now, just to let you know here, with the statistics and things like this we're hearing from the coronavirus, okay, they're very conflicting. Do you agree? Do you agree? Hello, Joe. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you there. Welcome into the show there. So do you agree? Do you not agree that statistics here that we're being shown are a little bit conflicting? One press centre says this, another media centre says that, and I'm not blaming them. They're just getting their information where they get it from. However, I would advise that if anybody wants some information here, the correct information, or the least, or the most correct information here is going to come from the WHO, the World Health Organization. Also here, for those people living abroad here, especially in Spain, and you're English, you want to know information here, then Spain has a brilliant citizens advice centre here, which they can give you information, things like this. So hopefully, there. Now, I just want to read a little quote to you by Corrie ten Boom. Corrie ten Boom, she was a poet. She was a poet and a writer, and she came out of the Second World War. So, I think she was actually a very nice lady, but unfortunately she was in a prison camp. And she was saying here, and I think this is to make us more resilient about who we are and what we're going through as we go through these particular times, and her quote was, "Don't be afraid to trust an unknown future with a known spiritual belief." Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Okay? Don't be afraid to trust an unknown future with a known spiritual belief. Yeah. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, here's another thing. I mean, have you seen those jokes there about drug dealers now selling toilet rolls on street corners? Fantastic. It's quite funny, isn't it? It's quite amusing. I mean, so they're going to become so scarce you could be able to get them on the black market. I mean, have you ever tried to wipe your bum with cocaine? From what I gather, it's very itchy. It's not comfortable at all. It's not comfortable at all. So toilet roll is the best idea. Just get toilet rolls of drug dealers. Don't get anything else, because it's very itchy. It's uncomfortable. So people have told me. So there you go. There you go. Just a bit of information there. Okay. So what else we've got to tell you here about astrology before we go on to other subjects here? And that is, yes, we've got the new moon coming up towards Chiron. And then what we got here coming on a bit later on here, we got Saturn coming out of Capricorn and going into Aquarius. Okay, and Cheryl says, I'm good, Phil and David, best friends. Are you okay? Lovely to see. Yes, thank you very much, your comments there. And it's lovely to have so many people on the show already here. We're going to have Saturn moving into Aquarius. Now, this is a big, big move. That quote is profound and from a truly spiritual soul. Yes, I think it is, Karen. I think you're quite right there. Lovely to see you. Welcome to the show. And on March the 21st, Saturn is going to come out of Capricorn. It's going to go into Aquarius. Okay, so if you know about astrology, okay, that's good, because it means a lot of things here. If you don't know about this, then here's some key words to look for that we'll probably see. Rules. Well, we can probably guarantee that due to the coronavirus, we're going to see some new rules coming in. We always said that about the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which is going on in January. And then we're coming through to this particular time, so new rules are going to start coming in. We're going to hear about boundaries. Boundaries. Now, that's going to be interesting here, because this we could initially assume here this could be boundaries to properties. how far we can go. I mean, looking at the minute at boundaries we've got to take at the moment, it's quite funny, isn't it? I mean, well, it's not funny, it is serious. We now have to wipe our hands with that, glad you're good, Phil is good. Yeah, thank you. Good. Glad you're good, Phil is good. That's fantastic English. I love the creativity in that, Joe. That's magic. I bet you'll laugh your head off now you're reading that back. Anyway, yes, you have to wear this hands down you. And now we've got a new handshake, haven't we? Isn't that funny? I mean, imagine now if we have to go out somewhere and give someone a round of applause because they've done something amazing. What's that going to be like? Is this what we've got to do? No, come on now. Our anatomies are changing. What our hands become useless. Useless. It's just ridiculous now, isn't it? I mean, sanitisation is going to the extreme. I mean, what happens when you start getting fruity with someone? They're going to say to you, have you put sanitizer on there? Have you put sanitizer on? What? Get out of here. Taz, hello Taz. Hello, a big hello to you. And a big hola from us in Spain to you in England and other people. I think there's a couple of people here from America. Hello America. And I think a couple of people there are probably coming elsewhere. So yes, so we got this new handshake. Is it? I mean, it's how about dancing? Dancing now is going to be a new. It's going to be a new thing, isn't it? It's going to be a new dance. Hey, you've got good moves. You're doing well there. That's pretty neat. That's pretty stylish, to say the least, isn't it? Oh, dear God. I'm sure we'll find something inventive. You watch that now on, that's it, Come Dancing. What's that other one they have on BBC? That's it, the dancing one that goes through till Christmas time. That's it, with all the stars doing it. Anyway, they'll be coming out doing these new dance moves. Hey, elbows are fantastic. You've got the fastest moving elbows I've ever seen. I mean, how do you get into those moves? Well, I've been practicing. Oh, there you go. Crazy stuff, isn't it? Right, so now we want to come on to the bit of part of the show here. I think it's, any questions? Anyone, you got any questions out there? Any quotes that you guys want to put out there, which I think is the bird dance? Do you remember that one? Yes. Or do you remember the one you used to do where the person underneath and you had to hold, was it impulse? That's it, you had to hold your strictly, that's it. So Strictly now is going to come out doing dancing like this. Hey, good moves. Stylish, to say the least. I mean, dear oh dear, look at this 2 years ago and look at this advanced thinking, is that what the future's going to be like? I mean, dear God, it's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, so let's have a little look here. Let's go a bit further on. And as we're talking Strictly, we are also just wanted to say to you, where's the other notes just made here? Yes, now when Saturn goes into Aquarius, the other part here, do the bump. That's it, do the bump. We're going back to the old days, aren't we? We're showing our age when we say do the bump, Robert. Okay, right. Okay, so any questions you got there? Joe, thank you very much. Let's have a bit of a show like that. Testimonial of that, live on there. And but the other thing here is, now, what were you doing in 1994? Those of you who are old enough to remember what 1994 was like. Because that was the last time Saturn was in Aquarius. Sally Mardell, TikTok, has some great dances for greetings. TikTok. Oh dear. It's going to be hilarious, isn't it? Oh, it's going to be so funny. Anyway, so technology is going to be advancing. You watch technology start to advance now. I mean, we're talking about the physical self and the structure, and that's Saturn. Saturn and the structure here. We then start talking science. That's going to be the innovation next. I think we all know this is coming up, don't we? Have you got your coffee, by the way? This is Cafe Clairvoyance. You know, coffee with clairvoyance. Otherwise, the two just don't go well together. Anyway, right. Technology is going to be progressing here. You know, you're probably going to tap your wrist and up comes a simulated picture of your phone book or something like this. I'm just sending a message. Send. Back down again. That's probably going to happen, you know. I was 15. I don't want to remember what I was up to then. Please share with us. Come on now, please share. You know it was good. There's some stories to come out here. Dear oh dear. I know, I'm not even going to go there. Now, were you using sanitisation in those days? Were you making sure you're very clean? Sanitisation? I mean, we're all going to be talking about this now, aren't we? Sanitisation, dear oh dear. Now, one of the things that come out here that Sir Kenneth Robinson was saying here, and I think this is I love to make tea. Coffee! What's wrong with coffee, for goodness sake? Anyway, So one of the important things here that I think that came out from that particular time, that's come out through this time period here, and this is what Kenneth was saying here, is that we become too industrialised by the education systems, by the working systems, by everything doing here. It's interesting, even politicians are saying here there's going to be end of capitalism as we know it. Well, for a lot of us to say here, well, thank God it's the end of that. But at another point here, we're going to come up though, and this is what Kenneth was saying here, I will be back. Sounds like Arnie. Taz is getting creative and turning into Arnie. I'll be back. And right, okay, so there we are. We're going through these particular times here, and we've got these. We've been industrialised to think we've got to think in certain ways. Our creativity has been limited in the past here, but yet that's what makes us so successful, is to be creative. Don't you think? Don't you think to be creative is the most important time there? And this what he's saying here is if we become more creative, we become more successful. And I had a very interesting message from a very, very good friend of mine, Mila, and I do believe she's watching the show at the moment. And she was saying here that your riches come from your creativity. In fact, when you become more creative, you don't even worry about riches because the riches come. Isn't that true? Do you think that's true? I think that's true. I think that's an important thing there. Okay, so whilst coming to the show now, I'm going to keep talking, but I'm now going to start looking for your questions. So if anybody's got any questions, I have my little old crystal here. I love my crystal. And working my crystal here, I also have here the tarot cards. I also have the connection that I'm looking for here to work with spirit, because I also work my crystals as well, and I just love to, yes, don't worry, it's been sanitized. It's been sanitized, it's clean, right? Okay. And there, so we do this here. So, if you've got any questions there, just by all means start asking away. I'll be more than happy to start working with them. As we're doing that, I'll just continue to go through what's going on over the next few weeks or so. Now, I'm not going to say here, I'm not going to be the one here to say that we are coming up to a time where there's going to be a healing point. But one thing I would say here to look for and to look what the world starts doing is around about the 6th of April. Around the 6th of April here. And I'm going to talk about this during next week's show. Here. And there's going to be a reason, you'll understand the reason why when I start saying about this. So around the 6th of April, look at how the world starts responding to Corona at that particular time. And we'll see what we can do there. Okay. And also, just to make reference there as well, back in, I can't remember the year she said this, I think it's 2008 here, but around that time there was Sylvia Brown. Sylvia Brown, she actually made a reference that in the year 2020 will be this outbreak of a virus that has spread worldwide. I think she was actually saying here as well, but don't quote me on this, that people are actually saying just as quickly as it appears, after a while it will disappear. And hopefully that's the end of that. We find something there to deal with that. But flus are not very easy to deal with, are they? I mean, especially when you get a bit older, a bit like me. I mean, this here is dye. That there is actually called silver, or maybe it's called platinum. It's a special dye colour there. Anyway, right. So if we start asking you questions. Anybody likes to ask questions, they'd like to have a reading of anything here, just let me know and we'll start working here. In the meantime though, working more through this. Just another word of reform here. The word reform is a Latin word called reformo, which means the improvement or amendment of what is wrong, corrupt or unsatisfactory. It's interesting, isn't it? I have a personal question. Is that okay? Yes, if you have a personal question, I will make it as the answer as clear as I can without making reference to anything if it is uncomfortable in any way or anything like that. But yes, I can. It can be shared honestly. Go on, ask it. It just sounds like we wanted something steamy, so we didn't. It was. Yes. Want to know my boyfriend wears sanitizer? No. It's sorry. That's not good. It's come around like that. Poor boyfriend. Yeah. It'd be the new cologne, won't it? The new cologne means sod all this like smelling of cedar wood and vanilla and things like this. It's like, you smell such good sanitizer. Where'd you get it from? It smells so good. Yes. Oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. It'll be funny, won't it? It'll be hilarious. Anyway, yes. So, go on in, Karen. Fire away. What's your question now? Anybody else got any questions they'd like to ask? Just fire away. Just fire away. Anyway, the word reform, so it just getting a bit further into that word there, it just says here, the improvement or amendment of what is wrong, corrupt or unsatisfactory. The use of the word in this way emerged in the late 18th century and is believed to originate from Christopher Wyville's association movement, which identified parliamentary reform as its primary aim. That's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. Just to give you a bit of history there, you can go back and you can tell people now. It came from that particular time. So, particular time here, it's interesting. Yes, this is yes, 18th century. It came from the word reform. Yeah, shared from a Latin word. Yes, a lot of words here come from Latin, aren't they? Right, okay. Is the words, Joe Gardner, is the first Mother's Day without, oh, bless. Right, okay. None of these email problems. Just wanted to know that if the person who has been in my life for the last few months is right for me, have they been messing me around? Okay, this is good. Don't we like steamy stuff here? Now, okay, so first of all, let's have a little look here. Okay, right. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards here. Now what I'm going to do, because sometimes there's a delay and the response is coming back, I can't wait for you to say stop because it takes about 30 seconds to a minute. So I do it here. When I feel that we're shuffled enough, then I stop here, but I'm thinking of you, Karen, thinking of you. Right, so is the person in your life here, are they a few of them you messing around? Okay, now, okay. Right. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to split the pack into 3 piles, and let's have a look here. Okay, Joe, I'm going to come back to you in just a minute. That's a lovely one there, and Karen's come to you here. Now, if I'm picking up this now, I want to go for a spread. I've got 3 piles of cards in front of me. I think I'm going to go for that left. Actually, I'm pointing right on the screen, but actually it's left because it's just back to front. Okay, right. Okay, so this particular guy here has what's going on here. Let's have a little look. So there's your situation. This is you. This is this particular chapter in your life. Has he been messing around or not? And this is the probable outcome as the relationship starts to progress here. Okay, right. Now, whatever you two are doing, there is a real need to clear doubt, clear negativity, and get going forwards. That's the first thing I would say here. You've got a card here which... This is the 8 of Swords reversed. If it was round the other way, I would say you're in a problem. But this is not. This is liberation. You can actually let go of doubts which may not even have been associated to this relationship. May come from previous areas here. Let's have a look here. But yes, because even your cards are up and down like a yo-yo. In a way, I don't mean to be insulting when I say that, but in your own self, would you understand here as saying, Karen, that you're not feeling strong enough, you're not feeling particularly strong in yourself, as in how life is at the minute. The relationship is lifting you, but it's got you sort of floating in the air, and then when we do that, all our imagination goes a little bit here. But then we end up with the Hangman, but the Hangman's reversed. I like this card. I like to comment as a reverse like this here, because it does mean a sense of liberation. Now that can mean here, and I actually put this in your spread here, excuse me a minute, that can mean in this card here, hello Sarah, in this card here, that what we're actually looking at right now is you in this relationship, but actually generating this sense of independence or freedom with yourself. In which case you'll be doing now, magic, because we need a bit of that sometimes, don't we? Right, okay, now where he's concerned, through him, he's stressed and his focus is on money. Now, I know we can say here a lot of people focus on money, a lot of people focus, but we are going through a particularly difficult time. Karen, if you want to give a response here as we go through that, that's absolutely fine, as we go along here. But I think where he's concerned, his first thought here is worry and it'd be about money, but money would actually be fine with this particular guy. And I'll also pick up here, he's learning emotionally. Now, he's learned to let go of the past to come forwards there. Hello, Emma. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Welcome to the show. And I hope you're feeling better, because I think you had a bit of a virus or something, didn't you? Bless your cotton socks. Anyway, so these cards here, what they're showing me here is now is the time, I'd say, even in these cards here, is a sense of growing. A sense of growing, and I think you're going to be in more control. The cards here are actually indicating here that you may decide to step back for this a little bit because you're actually looking at your own emotional state and sometimes thinking here, am I really ready for everything? And I think you need to give yourself a bit of space, a bit of time. Maybe through this particular time there, Karen, yes, he is trying to let go of the past, but he is not finding it easy. And to be honest here, if you've got a situation like this, I would say here that sometimes you're in the power place. You're in a power place here. Not that you're trying to manipulate or control him, but I think here he's learning to let go. He'll become more secure because he was to financially. And I think here that if there's a bit of air of independence in here, because this Hangman reversed is a key to where you're going. Sorry, it's a bit light there, but this Hangman reverse card here is a very, very good card if you want independence here. And I think this is where you may need to look at this and help yourself here. Because if you did that, I think it would give you a great amount of comfort and confidence within the relationship here. And I think really to look at something which to come too intense at the moment is probably a bit of a no-no. But I think it's something that you're learning yourself here to get this independence in yourself here, and you'll feel a lot happier. I really do. I think you're going to be quite surprised here. And right, but I think for this chap though, very nice guy, but I think in some respects he's quite young at heart. Here, and maybe it's a nice word for being like he's been a bit mushroomed for a while, or got to grow a bit, and I think that's what he's got to look at himself here. But the relationship can work if you take this nice and slowly. Don't rush. You're very, very welcome, Karen. Very, very welcome. Now, let's do a bit of a spiritual connection here, and let's come back to Joe. Because Joe here was saying here, it's the first Mother's Day without my mum. Today, can you please send love to the spirit world for me, please? I would be privileged to, but also I know you can, and we all can do this ourselves. Just thinking about them in the spirit world is enough for them sometimes just to know that we're there and coming through. Now, why have I got to talk about pink dresses? Who's doing dancing, please? Who's the one who's doing the dancing? Because I get the feeling your mother's coming through and she wants to tell me about dancing, or in fact I'll take my glass off here because I connect even better. Sorry if I've got scary eyes. But she wants to tell me here, Emma, I'll come back to you in a minute. She wants to tell me here as I'm picking up her energy, would you understand here that you've been like this? You've been like this yourself. It's not just because your mother's passed, but would you understand your life's been like this? Because she's giving this indication. And she also wants to, as I'm also talking to her here, she also wants to show me that, would you understand that her body in various places was quite ill? So this could be a bit of a terminal thing here, the way I picked this up, because she's saying this was wrong, this was wrong, this was wrong. She was just giving me lots of information there. So things weren't particularly easy with her. But also what I wanted to say here is that she's very happy because she said she met her dad. She met her dad, which would be your grandfather, and they were there. And I'm just starting to pick up a bit more of a vibration with this as well, to say to you that I think we've got a sense of well-being. Now, if you're worried about a holiday here, if you're worried about holiday going away somewhere, and you're thinking, I'm not going to get away anywhere. No, I think you are. I think you are here. I don't think it's something that's come up in the near future. Something comes up a lot later. But I get a feeling that you will be going away and you will be doing something just fine. So I just get a good energy there too. And just to come back into this as well, we also get another, dancing in the kitchen is me. Yes, I understand. Okay, well, she tells me about dancing. And would you understand here too, to get something a bit more stronger here, would you understand about yourself starting a new role? She's very proud of you. She says here that she sees you starting a new role, a new job. And also here she would like to say there's, who's the name, please? Who's the person's, she's just telling me here, she says, would you understand a person's name that has the same name as hers? Whether it's your mother's name or even a middle name or something like this, there's a name here. She just told about a name that's the same as someone else down with you. Would you understand that? Would you understand that? That'd be interesting if you could understand it, because she just wants to get this connection through. And she just told me about a granddad coming over, and I just got the name Bill. Bill, I know it's a very common name, but sorry, Bill, I didn't mean to say you're common, but I just got his name coming through here, and a very very nice gentleman who's laughing here, laughing. But they want to say to me here that he's showing me his, I don't know why, but he's showing me his hands. He's showing me his hands here. So I don't know why he's doing that, but it's almost like hands free or whatever. I don't know, but showing his hands there. But I just get a feeling here, would you understand about the name? Yes, she was bedbound and very ill. I just get a feeling here it was all over here, the way she's showing it. But she's rid of that now. She's free of that now here. And would you understand here about you? She's looking at your hair. So would you understand you'll do so about your hair? My ex-mum was Jean as well. So there's a double connection. Okay, the double connection, because she's telling me about two names here. Okay, and right, okay, and so would you understand here, child-wise, just tell me here that someone's very literate, extremely literate, very creative, poetry, writing. So this here, I get a very good feeling to the children doing this. I get a good energy here, terrific energy. Right, okay, let's have a little look here, and let's go and have a look at Emma. Emma, what are you up to? What are you up to? Let's go and read your little thing here. Not good but live. Can the cards say what direction I should focus on my life on? Hope you are well. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Very, very well. Very nice of you to ask. And, okay, which direction to focus your life on? Okay, it's a bit, okay, so it's good when you get a generic thing like this, because which allows me then to focus on being more specific. Gives me the opportunity to be more specific. Gives me the opportunity to look close on this here. So let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Right. Okie dokie. Let's have a look. I'm just shuffling the cards for me, first of all, and let's have a look here. So, which direction should you focus my life on? Okay. Just finished shuffling the cards. I'm now shuffling for you. Just clear the energy for the previous reader. Let's have a look here and see what they're saying. And I'm going to turn some cards for you, and let's have a little look. I'm just going to shuffle there. I think I've shuffled enough. I can now take my glasses off. I can now collect better. And, okay, so first of all, straight away, Emma, I would like to talk to a lady who was a puffing chimney. It was a puffing chimney here, and I blinked the feeling here this is your grandmother, because I've got a grandmother energy coming straight through, and she says she was a puffing chimney. She's coming over, and she just wants to say big hugs, and she also wants to say April is a turning point, you know. As you know, I'm all over the place. Okay, right. Okay, but let's have a look here. Let's have a look and see where you're going. Now. Although you're all over the place, I've never done anything to do with the reading for you or anything like this. So this would be interesting to have a look at. Now, I've got 3 piles of cards there, and I think I'm going to go for the left. Yes, I get a good collection here with the left. Let's have a little look. Little butchers, my dears. Little butchers. So, which direction should your life go in? Well, let's do a little spread here and just get the indication going. Learn. Your direction, first of all, is to go and learn. Now, I know we all learn, but this is actually going into books and going into learning, go and focus there like that. And also here, because the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to advance yourself, the more money comes in. I wouldn't say here, okay, thanks for lovely to see you. I had to go for a bit. Karen, lovely to see you too. We're on every Sunday at 5 o'clock, and also going to be midweek from 7 o'clock, which is 6 p.m. UK time. 6 p.m. UK, so it'll be on Wednesdays as well. Right, okay. Now, getting back to you, Emma, here, there is... okay, I can see you up there, and sometimes this is the energy thing we're going through, folks, and maybe you're understanding this as well here. But in our situations where our work is limited, our lifestyle is changing, and everything around us is on the move, and we can't sort of go back to the past, can we? Sometimes living the same old of the past. Things are going to change. We've got to accept change coming in. But what's important about our cards here is sometimes when our back's against the wall is when we come out the strongest. Oh my God! Wouldn't that be interesting here? Wouldn't that be interesting? Because I feel here that coming up to your future here, with your back against the wall, and with our backs against the wall, so it's not just you; it's everybody here. Sometimes we're either going to crumble to the ground, or we're going to fight. We're going to fight to come out. But sometimes we're at our strongest when our back's against the wall, and this is what I see you doing. Okay, Joe, thank you so much, Phil. It all makes sense. And Mum and lots of health problems, bless her, and has sepsis as well. Pneumonia. Yes, unfortunately passed it. Yes, because I just got a feeling of all over. I was all over here. Anyway, so what I pick up here, Emma, is you'll be looking very much about where your working life is going. But in fact here, the interesting thing here is, and as soon as you start getting strong about yourself, my goodness, it gets strong. You do get strong. And I think you're going to surprise yourself about what you're capable of doing. Yeah. Right. Now, as we look here, thank you very much, Deborah. So, Cafe Clairvoyance this Wednesday is also going to be on at 5 p.m. at 7 p.m. EU time here, which will be EU time, which would be 6 p.m. over here. Just to let you know. Hello, Sheila. Sheila's on as well, so it's very nice to see you, Sheila. Okay, and Lindsay, very nice to see you too. Now, now here's the only thing here, Emma. Coming back to you here. Sorry, I'm chopping about here, but it's just the way information is coming across just to keep things integrated. Now, what I'm picking up here too, as I look here, you've got an opportunity here. I'm really picking up here something really important that's going to start coming up for you, Emma, is I get the feeling here there's offerings come up in front of you, but you're going to start really working for this. You really are going to put your back against the wall, okay, right, that's it. Enough. It's almost like, boom, that's it. Down goes your staff on the floor. I'm going to make some noise. Make some noise. And I think if you make some noise, what would happen? We get a round of applause. I think we should, shouldn't we? I'm just going to switch my microphone back on. Yes, back on because I can hear things. And I think we need this as well. I think we do. Yes, because that'd be great, wouldn't it? Great, wouldn't it? And, okay, so Jay, lovely to see you. Here we are, Cafe Clairvoyance. We're live until approximately 15 minutes there. And so what I'm going to say to you here is, Emma, is you're going to be surprised what's going to come up in front for you. Very, very surprised. And I think it's because your back's going to be against the wall, you're going to fight. And when you fight, you're not going to have the old energy of the past here. This is a new energy. This is a new energy. Carnage. It says carnage. Oh, I love it. Sounds like this is, it's a good word, isn't it? Brothers and sisters, we're going to have carnage. I love that. Oh, brilliant. A reform into carnage. Brilliant. Coffee, clairvoyance, magic. It's what you need. It's what you need. Okay, what can we say to Corona? What can we say to Corona? I think we should say this to Corona. Maybe we should say this to Corona too. Goodbye, Corona. Goodbye, Corona. Anyway, so, yes, I think you're going to do exceptionally well when your back's against the wall. You really are going to push, and there's going to be a wonderful opportunity that comes up in front of you that's going to give you a real sense of well-being, happiness, and you will not be worrying about money. No. Okay, right. Let's come back here. Let's come back here to a couple of messages we had here coming back here. We had Sarah. I can put my glasses on so I can see what Sarah says. I'm not very good at mediumship with glasses on. Specsavers do not make glasses of mediums. Right, okay, so Sarah, are there any messages for me either through the cards or spirit? Okay, Sarah, what I'd like to say to you first of all is, just coming up here, let's have a look here. First of all, what I pick up here is a new car. I just straight away got the image of a car, so I got a new car coming in for you. New car coming for you. I also get here that I think that you're going to, no problem, Emma, lovely to chat with you. But I also think here that as we start coming up over the next few weeks or so there, Sarah, I think you're going to find you'll become really level with life here and feeling, I'm okay, I'm doing all right. I feel a lot of old worries would have just gone out the window. They would have gone completely like this. There they go. Gone. How's that? Okay. Yeah, Lindsay wants to know there's a message for her. Lindsay will come back to you in just a moment. But Sarah, let's have a little look here. So, Sarah, just to have a look at, let's look at things of, say, the week ahead, a couple of weeks ahead here and see how you're going to be. I also pick up here, Sarah, that you're now spiritually, I really pick up here that some good stuff is coming up for you, and I think you're going to awaken. Often when our back's against the wall and we're going through difficult times as we're going now, enormous power comes out to help us in a different way. And sometimes we can find out, and I get the feeling that's what's going to start happening and start building a better future for yourself here. Now, what I'm saying here too, I'm looking through the cards, I'm going to shuffle them and see what they're coming up to say. Right, just finished shuffling cards for me. I'm now shuffling cards for you, and what I like to do, I'm just going to stop right. Now, okay. I'm going to cut it back into 3 piles, and this time I'm going to be straight drawn to the right, which my right is that way, just the screen does it around the other way. I know which way my right is. That's my right shoulder. To you, it probably looks on your left. Okay. Right, let's have a look here. So how are things going to go around you, Sarah? Sarah, I get a feeling here. I think you're going to have a balance here, a greater balance here to do with money. I think one thing I'd say here is listen to that part of you, your stomach, your barometer, that part of you. Listen to that area there. Just be careful about not listening too much to other people at the moment. Your cards are coming up here to say here that you are going through some challenges, but whoa, just something you're going to learn over next week here is to take life very calmly and slowly. Yes, it really is reaffirming here. The message is coming through the spirit world for you. Take things very calmly and very slowly. There may be thoughts to do with moves. I can see a car coming in. I can also see you looking at money, but I can also see here a sense of stability if you keep very calm, a sense of needing to feel peace, because sometimes through your spread here and what's coming up for you, if you listen to other people too much, especially if they're saying things that upset you, a lot of it is not true. And I think you just need to know that sometimes we need to be at peace. So through this week, take things very calmly, very quietly, and I think you will have some pleasant surprises coming your way. Pleasant surprises. Okay, how are we doing here, folks? Okay, so we've got some other messages there, and hopefully that helps you there. But spiritually here, if I was looking here, I think connectively, spiritually, it's good. Do a lot of, I get the feeling here, do reading, and also here, importantly, keep your feet on the ground. Really is, keep your feet on the ground. Very steady, very steady. We do not need to run like the rabbit, or the hare, we need to just plod slowly like the tortoise. Very slowly. I think we'll do just fine. Okay, we've got Jim Bob. Hi there, Jim Bob. It's like the Waltons here. Jim Bob. Hi, love to hearing what I have to say, hearing what you have to say. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like that. And I think there's another message here. You mentioned I had 2 directions to go in. Which should I go? Okay, 2 directions. It's okay. 2 directions to go in. Now, let's have a little look about 2 directions. 2 directions. Should we go to the left? Should we go to the right? Should we go up? Should we go down? Let's have a look. And, right. Okie dokie. Let's have a look here. Yes, Lindsay, I'll be coming back to you shortly. Okay. Now, there are 2 directions I pick up here, Jim Bob, which Sarah says thank you very much. You're very, very welcome indeed. Very welcome. And let's have a little look here. So I'm just going to finish shuffling right there. I'm now going to shuffle again. Just to let you know, Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock EU time, 10 a.m. in the UK, I'm being joined by a fabulous astrologer called Guillemar. And Guillemar is absolutely fabulous. She's going to be working on the astrology side of things, coming from a consciousness perspective. I'll be working with tarot cards and coming from a different way. And we're going to do live readings on the show. We'll have a little talk and we'll do live readings. So we're going to be combined working with the same people. Here. So if you'd like to join us again, you'll all means do. It's going to be on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock here in Spain, 10 a.m. in the UK, and whatever time that is in America. You're going to be very early in the morning. Australia, you'll probably get us. And then more than happy to work with you guys. More than happy. Now, okay, so let's have a look. Jim Bob, which two directions should you go in? Now, I just want to tune in here and actually here as I'm talking here and picking up energies around you, Jim Bob. I want to say here, as your name is Claire, just let the world know that this is a code name. She actually works for MI5 and CIA. Ian Charles, stay safe. Hello, Ian. Thank you very much for joining us. Lovely to see you, sir. Stay safe. And you too. Big thumbs up. Now, just coming back to you, Claire. Claire works for MI5 and CIA. She's on missions here, and she uses the name Jim Bob, as you could tell. No one raised any eyebrows for that, would they? My name is Jim Bob. Really? I mean, it's a bit like coming in, doing a 007 thing, isn't it? Hello, my name is James Bond. And then someone else coming in, hello, my name is Jim Bob. Yes, 007, Jim Bob. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, so which direction should you go in? 3 piles of cards there. I'm going to go for the middle pile here. Now, if I go middle pile here, I'm also picking up a lovely lady who passed over the spirit world. She's just telling me here that she was not particularly old at all. No, she wasn't particularly old at all. In fact, the way she's coming over to me here is that she was quite young, and she's got a hand on my shoulder here because she's a very friendly soul. And as I'm connecting with her here, she wants to say to me here, she says here, I've also got another lady like to come through who's like a grandmother here, but she was terrific. And I've got a wonderful smell of laughing, happiness. I want to say an M name here, like Marion, Margaret, whoever this is here, big M name, laughing her head off, coming in here, want to say a big hello to you. And they're telling me here that the way, direction you're going to go is up. Well, where the hell are you going? You're climbing stairs or something? But you're flying? Okay, this will be interesting. Jim Bob the flying machine. Anyway, right. But I'm picking up here that what I want to say to me here is it's going to be very, very clear where you're going. Very, very clear. Now, ones that they've just given me children here. So one essence here is actually working with children. When children here, but there's a combination of this because there's like two roles in this, in some respects. So I just get an energy here to say to you that you'll be working with children, and there is another connection as well as coming through, which is going to make you so happy. But your grandmother's coming through. She's in the kitchen. She's in the kitchen. Now, if you're thinking of doing something creative with food, magic. Maybe that's the other connection here too. As our friends passed away, 18 and 22. I've got this lovely lady, very nice lady, brown hair, almost down to here, like in a bob. Her name is here. In fact, as I'm saying your name here, Claire, she's almost residing and she's connected with me well here because there may be a C to do with her name as well. But she's just coming in to connect me and just wants to say a big hello to you. And she also would like to say here, there's a lot of, right, okay, there's going to be a lot of, you're almost thinking about doing a home move. They're telling me here you're thinking about doing a home move, but you're not too sure if it's going to be an idea yet. Well, definitely not at the minute because it's going to be a bit restrictive. You go up the roads, there's no one there. So, but coming up though, there looks to be like a home move to come up here, but also they're telling me here you're going to be connected towards a beach, and they're telling me here that you'll be connected towards doing something which is going to be amazing. But it's something creative that comes out to you, and it may come from the kitchen. See what happens here. See what happens. And yes, okay, she just says yes. Now, so it's a creativity, there's children, there's creativity with cooking, and I think you're going to be, this looks like something that you're going to do yourself, which is going to be more to do with self-employment and going something your way. But it works, it's okay. They're telling me here it works. It's almost like you get a big nudge to do with. Okay, we have an odd house, or an old house. Sorry, this is an odd house. So I didn't put my glasses on. We have an odd house. How nice to have an odd house. Yes, old house in Tialada. Okay. And wherever this is, though, you're going to be doing something very creative. So it's like cooking, something like this, wherever it is to do with food, there's supplying it to people, but there's good fun here, but also the children, the big children link here. So those two together is somewhere you're going because they're giving me this. Sunshine here, Robert. Ha ha, good. I'm glad you got sunshine. It's been very mixed down here. Right, so hopefully that helps it. Lindsay, let's come and have a little chat with you, my dear. Just wondering if there is a message for me. Okay, right, let's have a little look here. Right, right, okay. I've got... yes, I develop products. Okay, so there's something good. It's kitchen based, if you'd understand. It's from a kitchen. You do it from a kitchen somewhere. Something you do from a kitchen. Okay. She's developing toilet rolls. She's one of these black market dealers. You know what they're like? You know what they're like? Black market dealers making toilet rolls. Long jail term for those. Yes, it's the end of the roll for them. Oh, sorry, that's bad, wasn't it? Okay, Lindsay, just wondering if there is a message for me too, please. Okay, Lindsay, let's go and tune in with you here and see where this goes. Lindsay, as I'm connecting with you here, I want to get through a gentleman here who tells me here. Okay, Sarah, if I say I'll come back to you in a while. Now, what I'm picking up here, I want to come very close to a very, I've got a whisper of a gentleman coming through who had a very hoarse voice. It's almost like he's talking to me like he's grainy. In fact, as I'm allowing him to, as he's connected with me here, coming even closer, he would like to say to me here, he's doing this, he's dusting his hands. Would you understand you're dusting your hands or something, that you're ending something? It's dusting his hands. Yes, I've done kitchen things. That's one of the areas I pick up you going there, Jim Bob. Right, but as I come back to you, Lindsay, this is about dusting things that they want to talk about here. Would you understand about your thinking of taking a completely different direction in your life? And that you're looking at this now. And there's something that you may well decide to do online. Something very, very nice here, but he's coming through and he's literally working through me to say, in fact, he gives me a big R name, if you can understand this here. Yes, big R name. One's like Robert, Richard, whoever his name is here, just give a big R name. And he just wants to let me know as he's coming through to say to you here that you're going to have a couple of weeks to really think about things, about what you're doing, but you're going to change a lot of dimensions around you. Change a lot of your life though, but it's good. It is healthy to do this. I get a feeling here that you'll start looking at what you want and what you want to do and where you're going with this here. It's quite a big thing, but he just wants to say that he says here he's very much at peace, and he's just telling me here, he says, now would you understand a lady who passed, please, but she wasn't too long ago. Because the lady's just recently gone into the spirit world, they're telling me here. She's over there, she's absolutely fine, very, very happy, but she said to me here, she said that I think she was glad that she passed, because I think that she held on too long, if you would understand this. But I've got a lovely lady who's just passed over, come over there. But this gentleman I'm talking to, very much in line with you, and just wanting to say to me, he just give me a canal barge. He just give me a canal barge, if you'd understand where this is. He just give me a canal barge, and he also would like to say to me that there's a bigger future for you coming up here. Really wants to give me a good future, lively time, positive time here. And he also wants to show me here there's something very, very, very special coming your way. Very special. I'm not going to say this on air, but I'll talk with you, perhaps if we can arrange a time to talk. But something uniquely special is coming your way, and I think you'll be blessed with happiness. Blessed with happiness. Now, let's see how else we're going here. Hopefully that works. Just take it. Wants to show me any more here. Just listening to him, and he wants to say there's no. He's only just say here he just feels that you're going to be very much at peace and happier about where you're going in your life and what you're doing. So there's it's good in that sense here. Right. Okay. Right. We're going questions here. So just to come back to you, Sarah, if you have a little more time, is there any advice on helping a close young relative? Okay, and don't call me the shining one for nothing. Yes, Mr. Robert Farley, jolly good. I'm glad you're a shining one. Glowing like a Cheshire cat. Like me, you don't like cats. Well, I like cats. They just don't like me. Right. Okay. So Yes, so helping a young relative here. Would you understand here that you need to look at this? You need to look at this very, very different. You need to look at this very carefully. Regarding advice here, would you understand here? You can't do this on your own. I'm just hearing this. That you've got to be careful how much involvement you give here. Give a little bit of support, but just be careful. It's just knowing that you're there. That's the important bit. If you feel this gets a bit more than this, then you're going to be advising there to say here things going a little bit differently. Goodbye, Cheryl. Goodbye, Cheryl. See you soon. See you soon. And that's what I'm hearing here, hearing those energies. So maybe that's what we want to look at here. Now, I think if you would you understand this? Would you understand this? Just be careful what you're getting involved in here. So be careful, because the advice you need to give is just the fact you're there as well. But what about my next 6 months? It's a bit up in the air at the moment. Okay, so Sarah, would you understand that there? Okay, Ian, let's go for you a little bit here, and let's say what's coming up in the cards. And let's see where we're going. Let's see where we're going. Folks, the last few minutes of the show, last few minutes here, if you've got any questions you want to ask, by all means do. I know quite a few of you are watching, and we've had about 97 comments so far. So thank you very much, everybody, for everybody who's joined in. And let's have a little look here. So, Ian, I'm just going to finish up the cards. Going to go left, middle, right for you. Let's have a little look here. So I would like to... Now, I've got a gentleman coming in here. Gentleman straight in, even before I'm talking here, and he's just gone push like this. Sorry, let me front live everybody. He's just gone push. So whatever you need to do but not doing, do, because he's just pushed me. He really has. And also what I'm picking up here too is there's something about homes which is changing with you. Left, middle, right, left, middle, right. I'm going to go middle here. He just let me know. Yes, because it's going to be something here which in the end here is going to make you happy. Is what's going to make you happy here. Yes, and because the pathway that's been going on here, not being horrible here, it just says here it's not functioning, it's not working. The other pathway here, which because this gentleman here is pushing me, he's a big, big man. It's almost like I look at military. I've got to look at a military man here, like a very senior man. The way he's coming across here, just wants to push me and say, you've got to go against the way you're thinking. You've got to go and do things around the other way, because he's just, boom, pushed me like this here to say that's where you've got to go. If you did here, your health and everything around you, your lifestyle will pick up quickly. Pick up very quickly here, and I think there'll be a sense of relief. There'll be a sense of relief, yes. And I think that's where we're going to go here. You've got quite a few cards here which will relate to moving quickly, doing things quickly. If you were to do that, then great, but this is what he's saying here. Noreen Rebels, my first Mother's Day without my mum who passed away last year. Hope she's at peace. Lorraine, let's have a little look here. We're just coming. Yes, okay, Lorraine, let's have a look here. Ian, I hope that helps you. Lorraine, what I'd like to do here, just picking up on this. Right, okay, I've got to go with this here. Lorraine, in your house, do you hear lots of knocking noises? Because I'm getting like knocking noises, like noises like this. I'm getting lots of knocking noises. And I just get the feeling here to say here that sometimes this is her in a connection here, may let you know that she is there. If you hear noises in your house, Lorraine, that is her. And also here, she's around your head a lot. Here. So sometimes if you're like scratching your head or scratching the top of your head, it's not anything else. That's the spirit coming around you, the spirit of your mother coming around you here. She wants to let me know she's fine, and she wants to talk about her throat area because something was blocking here. Something is blocking here. Yes. Something was blocking here because she says that she liked to talk or sing or do things like this, but she was very, very... Okay, Maria Hammersley. Okay, Maria, look forward to the message that's here. Enjoy hearing your message. But just coming back to you here, Lorraine, would you understand blocking in the throat somewhere? Because she wants to tell me this. She says she had a lot of difficulty, but she wanted to sing, and she wanted to communicate in this way, but she said she couldn't do it, but up there now she can. And would you understand here that below you, Lorraine, is a singer? So below you, would you understand where children are concerned, very collected around you, Lorraine, are singers. So she was possibly a singer above you, but then is singing below you. I think they missed you out for some reason. Sorry, don't know why. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry, just knocking everything there. So, yes, I do. Good. Now, this is what she wants to say here. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes or so, or a few seconds or so for your messages to actually come through. So I'm talking about things, and so many minutes later they come over. But this is what she wants to say to me. She wants to come across here and talk about singing, and she wants to come across here to say that this is a blocky here. She's around you, and she also wants to say here, would you understand about turning your hands to doing a lot more home cooking? Home cooking here. Would you, I don't know if you've been doing takeaways or something the past few months or whatever it is, but would you understand an extraordinary turn in the way you're cooking? Like, for instance, you're cooking meals that you don't normally cook, but you're having a go at things here, because she wants to come through and say this. And also here, she wants to say to me here, she wants to give me the name Stephen. Stephen here. And also she wants to talk about September as being a very important time, a very good time for you coming up front for you. And also get celebration times coming up around that time way too. So I think that's going to be busy. And also here for you, Lorraine, her energy is very strong. Your mother's energy is very strong. And she says, they're all happy upstairs. And would you understand a very quiet lady who may have been connected on your mother's side here, but she was a very, very quiet lady. In fact, I'm always hearing the name E, like Eve Evelyn, Eve. Her name is Eve, but she's just telling me here that she's there, but she's a very quiet lady, but she wants to come over and just say that she's over there too, and they're absolutely fine here. And who is it, I've got to say to you, who must not give up on the maths? Who is it who must not give up on trying hard to do well in maths? There's a link here to do with this too. So if that makes sense to you, that's an important link as well. And hopefully you understand that. Hopefully you do. And but that's their message to you there. So Lorena, hopefully that helps there. That helps. Now, okay, just to remind you, lovely people out there, how many people have joined us here? Yes, we've got quite a few online here watching us here. Just to remind you, on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock EU time here, we're doing a Cafe Clairvoyance with a good friend of mine, very nice friend of mine, very talented lady called Guillemar. And Guillemar is an extraordinary astrologer. She works in a complete different way that I work in astrology, but nonetheless, absolutely fantastic. And we were doing readings together online. You'll see me here, and she'll be joined on the screen by the side of me from working at 2 different locations, and we'll be working together to help you guys. So yes, my daughter and her levels maths. Okay, that makes sense there. Thank you so much for no, Lorraine, no problem at all. Just to remind everybody, we're on every Sunday at 5 o'clock in the evening. On Wednesday morning, we're going to be on at 11 a.m. EU time. That's 10 a.m. UK, and also Wednesday evenings is going to be on at 7 p.m. EU, which would be 6 p.m. UK. But I'll put it all out there on Facebook, I'll put it out there on mails, and I'll put it out there and everything there so we all see what's going on. But people, stay safe, and use that wonderful stuff there. I mean, we're going to start waving like this now, so a big wave from me to you, and a big heart from me to you. Just say big loves to you. Thank you very much for joining us again. And say thank you very much to my lovely team around me, Mila Z and Deborah. Deborah will be running around. And of course, Batchy, he's passing messages back and forth. Thank you. And but lovely to see you. Thank you so much for being on here. And I wish you all a wonderful week. Hopefully see you Wednesday. If not, be on next Sunday. But have a peaceful, loving week. And big hug to you all. You take care. Bye. As a hug now, you do hugs that way now. You can't do it that way. Take care. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.